welcome back everybody to my 31 Days of Halloween review series, and my second horror movie I'm going to talk about is Apollo 18. This is directed by someone whose name I cannot pronounce. Like, this guy has done a couple of other movies in the past. He did a movie called The Hollow Point and Open Grave, but Apollo 18 is the only movie of his I have actually watched. Anyways, besides all that, Apollo 18 is a found footage movie like Paranormal Activity, Cloverfield, Quarantine, but the biggest question is this movie good, bad, or trash? Let's talk about that right now. So we are going to start this review off with the likes first. So the first thing that I liked was the set pieces. I thought with the budget they had, they built a pretty realistic moon set, and they did a good job of making that look real and making you get invested in the moon, making you feel like you were actually on the moon for an hour and a half. Yeah, that's what I can. Yeah, that's what I can really say about the set pieces. Look good. Yeah, that's what I can really say. But anyways, let's move on to the second like, and the second like is the makeup. The makeup looked really good, and that scene in the trailer when the alien is crawling in that guy's helmet, and the guy's face looks all messed up. They did a great job putting the makeup together. And there's a couple of scenes throughout the movie where you see dead bodies and aliens crawling over people, and that looked really good, and the effort they put into it really paid off and looked quite good, the makeup. So yeah, now let's move over to the third like is the alien scenes were easily the best part of the movie and the most entertaining part of the movie. Like when the aliens are attacking and climbing through people's spacesuits, it was cool to watch. Like you don't really get a good look at the aliens, but from what I could make out, they look like the face hugger from Alien. Just from certain shots and from what I could clear out of the alien, because like you're in space and it's all dark and all that, so it's hard to get a good look at them. And plus, they're not really the aliens are not really in the forefront of this movie. But now I'll give you some details of the aliens. The alien in this movie is kind of like a virus. Like if you get touched by this alien, like they can drive you mad. They make you go insane, and that was kind of cool. Okay, so now the fourth like is the story was a lot more interesting this time around, because the first time I watched this, I found it boring and a waste of time. I didn't find the story that investing, but this time around the story kind of interested me. It could have been a lot more interesting, but it was fine with what the movie delivered on. And so the story to Apollo 18, it's about a piece of footage of a mission gone horribly wrong, and we are the ones to see it. That is kind of interesting because NASA has been hiding this footage like for years and years and years, because it's something that they've been hiding for, like for years now, and now we are the ones to see it, because it's a mission that was abandoned, which is it's pretty cool. Like the whole story of how NASA has been hiding this from the public for many many years, and now we're the ones to finally see it. Okay, so now let's move over to the dislikes. Okay, so the first dislike is the CGI in this does not look the greatest, and I'm not referring to the alien here. I thought the alien, it looked fine, from what you saw of it. But when I was watching it this second time around, there are a couple of scenes where the ship flies over the moon and just looks like they copied and pasted a spaceship from off the internet and made it look as fake as possible. The scenes that take place inside the spaceship, they looked really good actually. But just there's this a shot in probably the first 10, 15 minutes of this movie where it flies over the moon. It just looks like they copied and pasted a spaceship from off the internet, and it just looked really fake. The second thing I didn't like is the editing is very jarring. You can also tell in certain shots when they cut, and I don't know why, but it took me out of the movie. And like the editing is kind of all over the place here, and it doesn't flow well. I mean, like a there's a scene at the beginning of the movie. The spaceship is just floating in space, and I was just counting the number of cuts they made in that one shot. I was like, okay, one, two, three, four, five. Okay, 5 cuts in that one shot. Well, no shit. But yeah, I don't know. Like the editing, it took me out because like I knew when they cut it. Just I don't know why, but it takes me out of that movie experience when the cuts are noticeable. If they were in the background, I wouldn't be so like I wouldn't be taken out of it. But it's very noticeable when they cut here. Um, Okay, but anyways, let's move over to the third dislike, and that is the movie was not scary. I could not even consider this a horror movie because there's nothing in it that really that scared me after this movie. I mean, if I walked down my hallway with all the lights out, and this movie did not scare me. It did not do its job. I mean, I was there just yawning and waiting for this movie to end. I was just like rubbing my eyes just waiting for this movie to end. There are better horror movies out there and better found footage movies out there than this. Like I just felt like I was wasting my time with this one. So overall, Apollo 18 is a very forgettable movie. So I would not recommend you watch this Halloween because there are a lot better scary movies out there. Like watch Paranormal Activity because that movie it violates one of the safest places in your home, the bedroom. And that's one thing Paranormal Activity did very well. Or The Blair Witch, that's another really good found footage movies. So there's better found footage movies out there than this. Yeah, I think it was a very forgettable movie, and this was just a waste of an hour and a half of my life watching this. So I'm saving you here. Do not watch it. I repeat, do not watch Apollo 18. I'm saving you an hour and a half of your life. Like spend that hour and a half and go watch like Paranormal Activity, or go watch like the new movie that just recently came out in theaters, The Nun. Those movies are so much better than this. So yeah, if you're wondering why I own the DVD, if I hate this movie, well, I have a story about that. Well, okay, so I'll tell you what happened is I saw the DVD at my DVD trading store because I was trading in some movies and I had some store credit. So yeah, I bought this for $4 and thought it looked interesting because by the DVD cover and the back cover it looked very interesting, and I liked the design of the DVD. So yeah, I thought the movie looked very interesting. I thought it looked kind of like a cool little sci-fi horror flick. So yeah, I picked it up. I gave it a watch. Now here I am reviewing it for you guys, and the movie didn't really turn out well. But anyways, so my rating for Apollo 18 is forgettable. Paranormal Activity, Cloverfield, Quantity are so much better than this. So watch one of them this Halloween. Like I insist, watch Paranormal Activity because like I said that violates the bedroom, one of the safest places like you feel is in your bed, and it violates that. So that's why it's such a good found footage movie. But this one, I mean, I won't lie. The story's kind of cool. The aliens looked fine from what you could make out of them. The pieces of makeup, they all look really good. But I think overall, I mean, I don't hate myself for owning this movie in my collection. I mean, it's cool cover art, and I think that's the only reason why I have it in my collection is just to admire like the front cover art and the back cover art because I like that whole design there of how the guy's face is all messed up and all that. I like that design and the design of the DVD. It, it it's cool, but I can admire it for that. But yeah, I had store credit. I had like I think it was about $20. I bought a couple of movies. I don't remember exactly what movies I bought, but I know Apollo 18 was one of them, so I picked it up because it looked kind of interesting. And I heard some kind of mixed reviews. Some people were saying that this is like this movie will shock you to the core. I've heard this is probably one of the scariest movie of that year, but it's really not. There's nothing in it that really makes you jump. There was nothing in this movie that made me that made me jump. There was nothing in it that made me just that made me afraid of the that made me afraid of the dark. There's nothing like that in this movie, and I'm I'm sad to say that because I mean I try to look for the best possible things in movies, but and there are a couple of decent things in this movie, like I said, the makeup and the set pieces and the alien design. I thought they looked really good. So yeah, this movie isn't complete trash. There definitely are some of these decent things about this movie. But like I said, overall, yeah, Apollo 18 is a very forgettable movie, and yeah, you don't need to waste an hour and a half, um, of your life watching this like I did. It was a terrible mistake. But anyways, yeah, I really appreciate you guys really watching my 31 days of Halloween review series. I really appreciate this. I'm having a lot of fun watching these movies, and also just one other thing before I end this video, sorry, is there's some bonus features on this movie, and there's a director and an editor commentary, and that is also very interesting. So like buy the DVD and probably watch that because they give some good information, and they really describe each scene to you. So I so yeah, the bonus features are good of the director and editor commentary they do. But yeah, this yeah. And I hope my future home movies that I watch in this 31 days of Halloween are a lot better than this. But anyways, let me know down in the comments. Have you seen Apollo 18? What did you think of it? So you leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. So anyways, guys, I hope you have a good Halloween, and I will see you in the next spooky-tacular review.